With around 24 hours left of the transfer market, Arsenal still have not signed a forward. It's just been reported today that Arsenal have been offered the chance to sign both Kingsley Coman and Raheem Sterling. Of course, Kingsley Coman is getting a lot of interest from the Saudi League. Apparently, there's rumors of him getting offers from Al Hilal, I think. But everything's been agreed between the clubs. However, it's on the player's decision whether to leave. Raheem Sterling, of course, everyone knows what's happening with Raheem Sterling. The whole statement coming out, him claiming that Chelsea promised him that he was going to be a part of their future and a part of this season, and he was going to get some significant minutes and be a significant player for them this season. But unfortunately, it hasn't worked out, and now it looks like there are two players that Arsenal have been offered the chance for. Just to cut it short, who would I go for? I'd go for, this is hard, you know, this is really hard because both of players have cons to them and both have positives to them. For example, let's talk about Kingsley Coman. Kingsley Coman is a very talented player. Everyone knows how good he is. You know, there is no doubt. You know, you can't doubt how good this player is when he does play. You know, he's fast, he's quick, he's very good in terms of dribbling, can finish. You know, he's one of those players that, you know, everyone knows that he's a very talented player, but he's one of those players that as well comes into the category very good but always injured. Kingsley Coman has a bad record with injuries, and if Arsenal, I don't know if it's going to be a loan or if it's going to be a transfer, but for me right now, who's better, Kingsley Coman or Raheem Sterling? For me, of course, it's clear Kingsley Coman is much better than Raheem Sterling right now. But the issue with Kingsley Coman, which is something that you cannot deny, is the fact that he is constantly injured. And do we need another injury-prone player into our team? Like, I think this season as well, I don't know how. I mean, this season when we played Bayern Munich, Kingsley Coman was injured. We could even play against Kingsley Coman, but of course he played against Manchester and he played really well. So that's one thing you can consider about Kingsley Coman, that very good player, but is injured right now. And I think that's why Bayern Munich signed some wingers. I think Elise to replace him. Of course, he's clearly not in the plans. Next player, Raheem Sterling. Let's go to talk about Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling is I don't know what you'd call him. I think Raheem Sterling is a Manchester City legend. I think he would also go down as a Premier League legend. Actually, not legend, but he'd go down as a Premier League great for what he's achieved at such a young age as well. You know, when he came through the ranks at Liverpool, winning I think he was part of the, when they went with 100 points or something, whether you call the Centurions or whatever you call them. He has played a significant role for Manchester City. Of course, then he moved to Chelsea. At the time when he moved to Chelsea, I actually wanted him at Arsenal, but of course he went to Chelsea. And when he went to Chelsea, he hasn't done too well. Of course, there was some performances from Raheem Sterling where he has done well. But one thing about Raheem Sterling that you can consider with the pros is that he's Premier League proven. He knows Mikel Arteta. He's played in a similar system to Arsenal where he played under Pep. So that's one thing about him, that, you know, he is Premier League proven. He doesn't get injured often. So that's one thing we can consider. But the main thing about these two deals is the transfer fee for both of them. Apparently, Chelsea are trying to get Arsenal to buy Raheem Sterling so they can go buy Jadon Sancho. And now I am done and tired of signing Chelsea, you know, second-handed goods. We want now the prime. We want prime players. I'm sick of buying Chelsea players. Like, I'm sick of it. Now, that's the one thing that's putting me off. For me, I genuinely think if Raheem Sterling was at another team, I wouldn't be that against signing him, because I think it's Premier League proven. Of course, one thing that you have to consider is his wages. If he is agreeable to reduce the wages, which apparently he is, doesn't seem too bad. But do you want to sign another Chelsea, you know, hand-me-down? Like, I don't know. Kingsley Coman, Kingsley Coman, if it wasn't for the injury record, I don't know, I probably would sign him. But it's such a hard decision. But for me, it's not me who makes the decision. It's the manager and the club who makes the decision. Do they go for a prime-tested Raheem Sterling, who's on a high wage, or do they go for a more risky option, a more younger Kingsley Coman, who is more exciting but at the same time has an injury record? And do we want to add another injury-prone player? Because if we get Kingsley Coman is injured, what was the point of us signing him? So that's something the club need to consider. But for me right now, it just stinks of panic buy. It clearly looks like Arsenal were not even going to probably buy it forward. If Eddie Nketiah was not going to get sold, I don't think Arsenal were going to buy a forward. And with the Champions League matches just drawn out the fixtures, I don't see how we can go another season without another forward. And we need something up forward. it would be completely negligent if Arsenal do not sign a forward, because right now our attacking depth is way too thin right now. And like I said, I think sometimes we struggle to score goals. We need, for us to score goals, we need to be like picture perfect. Like every single pass, everything has to be intricate. It needs to be pitch perfect, like literally perfect for us to score a goal. And yes, we have Saka, but when Saka's not performing, Saka's not going to play every single game 100%. There are going to be some games where he does drop, and we need someone to take the burden off him. And for me, and that's why for me it's crucial that we sign someone. When you saw the Bayern Munich game, I think you highlight that we don't have enough X factors into the team. Even the board and the hierarchy agreed. There was reports that they agreed that Arsenal lacked the X factor, and that's why we couldn't score a goal against Bayern Munich. But we need to do something. Even Liverpool signed Kaiser, and they didn't even need Kaiser. They signed it for £30 million. We could have went and done a deal like that. But for me, all I know is if we do not sign a forward, it is a complete disaster of a transfer window for me. I think Mikel Merino is decent, and Calafiori, have we actually really close the gap against Manchester? Who knows? But for me, it doesn't look like it right now. And I don't even know if Arsenal are going to sign someone. The reports are not looking too positive. I'm constantly scrolling through social media hoping a new breaking news comes out that Arsenal agreed to deal with someone. But right now it's looking quite disappointing. Yeah. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you think I'm overreacting. There's less than 24 hours. Let's just hope Arsenal do something.